This is a video I want to attempt to talk about empathy. Not telepathy, not telekinesis, not sympathy, empathy. Or maybe it's sympathy. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Ern here. Happy Friday. And as a famous woman once said, Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Thank you, Rebecca Black. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm sorry. Welcome back to the channel. Today's Friday. I don't know when you're going to watch this. Perhaps Sunday, Saturday, Monday. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic, if not for Pokemon, then life itself, which is empathy. And understanding someone else's position, understanding where they come from. And this video is probably not going to go where you think it is. I'm not going to talk about, people who are upset with MSRP. I'm not going to talk about people who are upset with scalpers, because that would be the obvious thing to talk about. I want to go on the other end. And maybe this is not your idea of empathy, but I do think it's important to call this out, because as we start to grow the hobby and you start to get in, you decide what to buy, and you join communities and you hear people talking about this or that and why I think this is a good buy, why that's a good buy. I think this is a useful skill for you to kind of keep in mind when you approach any type of information that is out there as a statement or advice, or as what someone else is telling you, or they are doing what you should do. So let me give an example. Camera angle is a little bit different today, by the way, because I think this is better for thumbnails. Some of my thumbnails have just been coming out a little bit off, and so let's see how this goes. Wait, what am I doing? First things first. I always forget to do this. First video on the channel, like, comment, subscribe. You can say anything. Here for the here for the giveaway. I'm a bot. Nice hair. The best set ever made is obviously 151. Hidden fit. I don't care, right? Just leave a comment, anything. You give me your time and effort and energy. I give you a chance to win a booster box. It's a fair exchange. I don't know you. You don't know me, but it's an objective exchange for a chance to win. So that's all you got to do. I want to draw the winner live. I guess I would record it in a week and a half. You do have to be from America, unless if you win, you pay for shipping. So that's my exchange. I'm not going to pay for shipping internationally. I've done it before. Some places it's fine. Other places, one time, sorry, I'm going on a tangent. Man, I sold some cards to these guys in Malaysia, Indonesia, I forget. And they swore through and through that information was right and I didn't have to pay anything else, and they paid for the shipping. Lo and behold, this is like 3 months later, I got hit with like a reverse, I don't even know what it's called, like a reverse tariff charge or something like that. I had to end up paying like 50 extra bucks because I don't know, like they didn't pay it on there. I don't know exactly what happened, but anyway, I got wrecked. Situations, empathy, all that stuff. Let me give an example. Let's all pretend we're in a Discord. This actually does happen. This actually did happen. This Discord's made up of a bunch of different people. You have collectors, hardcore collectors who have been around for years, store owners, people who are trying to make money, who have been in the hobby, who care about the hobby. You have people who are flippers, people who are trying to make money, who are not really businesses. You have investors, so people who are just there to make money long term. You have collector investors, people who are there who are really for the hobby, who want to make money long term and grow value in their collection. You have a bunch of different people in this Discord, right? And this is a real example. And let's just say one day, Evolving Skies goes up to $1,500, and the collector investor comes in and says, "Oh my gosh, this is a screaming buy. Why would we not buy this?" Right? And then the flipper comes in and he says, "This is a terrible buy. This set is not going to make any money. It doesn't make sense to buy right now. And like, why would we do this?" And then the new person comes in who's like a collector, right? New collector, by the way. They don't even know what Evolving Skies is. They come in, they see this, they're like, wow, this guy who has, seems to be in this Discord for a long time. I'm talking about the collector investor. He says this is a screaming buy. I should buy it, right? So Evolving Skies wasn't the exact thing that happened here. If I recall, it did happen with like Sun and Moon boxes. The point is, like, you're entering this arena. You don't know anything about the people who are talking, right? And the arena and the people who are talking know nothing about you. However, what is said, right? It's very objective. What is said, very clear, very. Sorry, it's a subjective opinion that comes off as objective, and based on where you come from, right? And chances are, most people who watch this or came in after Searching Sparks or around that time. Just is what it is. It's the growth of the hobby, whatever. You're coming in, and nobody is saying these things catered towards you. They're saying these things based on where they come from, where their position is, what they do. But here's the kicker. That's not like Xbox Live where I can go into your profile and see your achievements and what you've played, right? I can't go into Steam and see, what your game history is and how many hours you've clocked. The internet, YouTube in particular, Discord even more so, social media even more so, you can't verify 99% of the time who these people are, what the intention is. Have they sold? Have they bought? Are they a collector? Are they an investor? And you can only see what they've kind of published, but you can't back it up with real numbers unless they're like a store owner, right? Like I can't, anyone who comments in this video, I can't go look you up and go confirm that you are indeed a collector. I can see pictures, maybe. I can see some commentary you've made, maybe, but I can't confirm this information, right? There's no record. There's no, oh God, that's a pigeon. Jesus. San Francisco pigeons, man. Random sidebar. I went to a coffee shop with my wife this past weekend, and we saw a freshly ripped off pigeon wing on the ground. Like it was, anyway. Concentrate, man. What's wrong with you? My point is, like, if you were coming in looking for advice and you want to know what people think, the first question you should always ask, whether you're actually looking for advice or giving advice, is where is this person coming from? Because at the end of the day, comments like, this is a screaming buy. Destined Rivals is a great buy at this price. It's not a good buy at this price. And like, this is not being right or wrong. I'm not saying my opinion is a better opinion than someone else's. What I am saying though is that everyone has their own opinion, and it's rooted in where they come from. People on the internet are not financial advisors. They are not professional advisors. In most cases, they are professionals at what they have done themselves, not what they have done for other people. And so I think there's this kind of misconception that, like, because people can give advice, it's rooted in actual experience or qualifications, certifications, whatever. And it's not the case, right? Like, there's a reason why you don't see people on YouTube who are actual financial professionals going out and telling you every single day that Amazon, you should buy it today, or Apple, you should buy it today because it dropped 10 points. Like, that doesn't happen. But in the hobby, I think there's a lot more acceptance that, like, because people like me, people like your favorite YouTuber, people who just have stacks in their collection or in their investments, because they are relevant, that they are qualified to give advice that doesn't need to be vetted. And I'm totally shooting myself in the foot here, but anything that even I say, right? I would hope that people ask, or whether you're watching Alex Nostalgianomics or you're watching any PokeTuber. PokeTuber? Sounds kind of cool. I would hope that you ask, okay, they're saying this. Why are they saying it? What is their motivation? What do they get out of it? For me, it should be very clear. What I get out of it is I get to build the channel, right? But I like to think I'm building my channel based off of like some level of honesty and authenticity. But like that's not for me to decide. That's for you to decide. Some other people, it's that plus they have a store, and so they want you to make sure that you spend your money on the right things, which is what's in their store. That's not wrong. That's actually, there's no problem with that, right? Like if I run a store and I'm talking about how how terrible modern is and I'm selling modern, like it is what it is. Like that's just the nature of the business. And so some people will want to run their businesses that way, and that's fine. But I think you're a consumer at the end of the day. And consumers in all fields, we're not friends. I mean, maybe one day we will be. We're not like family. We're not family. We're not like childhood friends. Like there's no, what am I trying to say? There's no obligation from anyone on the internet to make sure you understand what they are saying. It's on you to understand what they are saying, not them. And so let me go back to this example of these discords, this Discord and this advice. It's really easy to find information that is subjective, that is opinionated, that is people saying what they think about their market. It's very hard to find people, I would say, who are doing exactly what they say, because I think creators now, they believe that they have the ability and the expertise to give people advice. But I'm of the belief that unless you have done it, or unless you are doing it, and unless you're willing to show what you're doing or talk confidently about it, I think this sounds harsh. I'm going to say it. Sounds harsh. I don't think that there should be as many people giving advice on how to spend your money in the hobby who literally are not spending that money and actually growing that month over month, year over year. If you're literally just investing in product and you're giving investment advice and you've never sold and you've never made, I don't know. Look, here's an example. Is someone qualified to tell you how to spend $100 if they've only made $100 on a certain product? It happens, right? Oh, I invested in Evolving Skies and I sold it. Therefore, I know what to look for next time. It's like, brother, sister, person, you bought one Evolving Skies and you sold one Evolving Skies. If you had that much muck, if you had that muck conviction, why didn't you buy 50 of them? See what I'm saying? And so I would try to understand where everyone's coming from, and I would qualify everyone head to toe. Like, how are you in a position to say this? And in the echo chamber that exists today across the internet and across YouTube, look, especially with modern stuff, it's really hard to be wrong if you say everything could be right. Very rarely do you see videos of like, hey, I was totally wrong with these 5 picks, and here's what happened. Typically what you see is like, here's what's going up, and I called it. Future Strike has made sense since the start. I called it. What? Show me where you called it since the start. Never heard that before. So, really the point of this video is like kind of ranty, but also I think now is probably the most important time to be as neutral in all the information that you get in, collected from every single resource, every single video that's made, validate data points, validate TC player, go explore eBay, check last holds on that. Like, there's so many tools at your disposal that at the end of the day, I think it's kind of hard to not have enough data points to form a better opinion that's going to drive you to create action. So I guess that's really the takeaway. That's the video. That's what I want people to understand. Figure out where people are coming from. Why are they saying this? What's their motive? And this is not about being good or bad. I think this is where people get lost, they twist this a little bit. This is not about figuring out who's a bad guy, who's a good guy. It's more so just so you can understand that, you know, everyone can make an opinion and statement about whatever. And it might work for them. It might not even work for them. And it could just be an opinion. But at the end of the day, when I hear like, this should definitely be bought at this price, there's two parts of this type of advice. One is, generally, is this product going to be worth something in the future? Yes or no? The second part of it is, does buying this make sense for you? And everyone likes to forget, dismiss, not count in that second part. People want to focus on why you should buy this. And this is my like wake up call to people. It's very hard to be wrong. It is incredibly hard to be wrong in this hobby of ours. Meaning the first part, will this go up? Is this a good buy? It's very hard to be wrong. As long as you don't overpay. That's the truth of it. There's very little things that you could have bought. I'm laughing because it's like kind of silly to even talk about. There's very little things you could buy, especially on the seal front, that you could purchase that would not be a bad buy through today. Because it was never about the product. It was about the entry point. But a lot of times people like to make it about the product. That makes sense? So this is my PSA for Friday. Just be careful. Because in this market, when everyone's so excited, so bullish, I should say, so amped up to like get involved to buy, for someone like me, right? I'm thinking about, how do I capitalize and make money from that hype, that hysteria? I'm not thinking about how do I participate in it. And I think when you get out of that cycle, like you're in this whirlpool, right? And all the businesses are around this whirlpool trying to figure out who to pluck out and get them to join their life raft. Is that a good metaphor? It's not. My point is that, like, if you're riding the hysteria, riding the wave, there's a bunch of people along the way who understand that that is opportunity for them. So while you might think you're jumping in because people said XYZ, this is a good buy, do that, keep in mind, on the sidelines, there are businesses and stores, sellers, influencers, whatever, who are trying to figure out, all right, how do I capitalize on that person's optimism, that person's excitement? I mentioned this in the previous video. Well, maybe you want the other video I made that is, no, wait. Yeah, I did upload it. So by the time you watch this, that one will be uploaded. I'm actually like at 99% probability that I'm selling mostly everything so I can lean into 151 so I can resell it. And I'm doing it so I can resell it to people who are excited about 151. So I'm feeding into that market. I'm not doing it because I want 151 to collect. I'm doing it because I want to grow my business and scale this thing more, so I have more capital so I can do more things. So, I mean, 90 minutes is not enough time. What else can we talk about today? If you were a buyer, I'm going to put up all my Japanese boxes, all my English boxes, Sun and Moon, most of Sword and Shield, and some Scarlet and Violet. And that's going to be posted for sale soon. I want to put up a Google sheet, a publicly viewable Google sheet. Preference goes to bulk buyers. So if you're willing to buy, I don't know, 2,500 to 5K plus in volume at a time, that's where priority will go. I don't know exactly how much I'm going to be selling here, like dollar wise, but A lot of the stuff in the storage unit is going to be gone. Sorry, that's my phone mount just readjusting. Storage unit is going to be gone. All the stuff I showed my desk that was in that video I uploaded about collecting, that's going to be gone. Ooh, this is going to hurt. The ETBs. If you're an ETB collector, I have the ETB collection for you. We have Team Up, we have Cosmic, we have Celestial, we have Sun and Moon Base, we have Ultra Prism, we don't have Unbroken, unfortunately. We have Shining Legends, we have all Sword and Shield, minus some of the later sets. So that's Sword and Shield base, red and blue version, Rebel Clash, Guardians Rising from Sun and Moon, Burning Shadows from Sun and Moon, Lost Thunder from Sun and Moon. I'm going to, all of that is going to be for sale. So if you are an interested party, you can reach out to me directly on Instagram. If not, wait for the next video. I mean, if you don't want to reach out there, wait for the next video. I'll have a Google Sheet set up. It probably is going to be picked through by the time I get to the next video. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. Oh, that was a yawn. But yeah, I'm making that move, and thanks to the current market, thanks to all the demand of FOMO, thanks to people who are jumping in and not thinking about where everyone else comes from. So, yeah, if you're a buyer and you're looking, I may have something for you, English and Japanese. I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of Scarlet and Violet Japanese stuff. And there's a reason for that, because I didn't buy a lot of it because it was overprinted. I have a good amount of Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield stuff. So if you like that era and boxes that were, I don't want to say underprinted, short printed, less in demand than Scarlet and Violet boxes, I will be the guy for you. And yeah, painful, but look, when I zoom out and think about the hobby, this is going to be, I am very confident that this is going to be the peak year that's going to be written about, talked about for ages. People are going to reflect back on 2025 as like, man, do you remember when Rocket was selling for $200 a box of Japanese? This is going to be the year. And when people reflect on this time, I want to be in that position where I say, yeah, that sucks. So please sell me everything you have at 70% because nobody wants it anymore. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm moving towards. And, I've said this before, and I think it's obvious now. This whole hobby, when you're in it for a few years and you start to sell a lot and you invest a lot, you just realize it's all cyclical. Next set, best set. Oh my God, is it ever going to go higher? Oh my God, all time high. Corrections are a natural part of the hobby. You can fight it. It's inevitable. It's like Thanos. He is inevitable. This is inevitable. And I'm not saying everything's going to go to zero, but I am saying that the confidence level in the hobby is going to waver eventually. And when confidence wavers, prices typically tend to correct. And again, not saying this stuff will go to zero, but I am saying buying opportunities are going to pop up left and right. And it's going to be more obvious soon on what to buy if you can afford it, if you have the capital. But right now, there's only so many things I think are decent buy. By so many, I mean so few things. Not across the board. Obviously not if you're a rip and shipper. Obviously if you're not a store owner. I'm saying for like the hobbyist, buyer, seller, hobbyist person like me who's trying to time things and get in at the right point in time. I am still a strong believer, very strong believer that you can time these things because I've done it before. And, timing, again, is not about getting the lowest price. It's about buying in with the most confidence. Damn, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Timing is not about getting the best price. It's about buying in with the most confidence. Damn, that's good. Share that one. Okay, that's it for me. Happy Friday, guys. 25-minute video on point. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, another video. First video on the channel for Destined Rifles booster box giveaway. And that's it. I will catch you guys later. And take care of yourselves. Let me take this turn. Okay. Peace.